late. Okay, so I'll just share my screen onto Canva. Where's my mouse? I need to go down here to that one. Alrighty, can you guys see my screen there?
Sure
Yes,
can.
indeed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're just going to talk you through the basics of Canva. So we're going to talk about, Michelle's going to talk a bit about the Educator resource library, talk about getting started in Canva and how to set up a brand toolkit, how to create a simple design, and we'll do a quick demo, and then just how to save and download your documents and some tips on images and creating cohesive designs. And I just want to show you a few of the ways to incorporate our brand nicely in your designs as well. So I've been using Canva for quite a long time, mainly for marketing stuff, but then ended up getting involved in some resource making too. Definitely not an expert, but have used it for a variety of ways. So if anyone has got any points or tips that they want to share as we go through, feel free. And the best way I found to learn how to use Canva is by doing it and practicing. It's a pretty intuitive tool. So once you know the basics and we've talked through it, you should be able to jump in and just have a play. We don't have loads and loads of time today. So it's probably easier if you don't follow along as we go and then just come and have a practice and a play afterwards. Otherwise, we found that people get a bit caught up in what they're doing and forget to follow along. Forget to follow what I'm doing and get tied into making their own resources as we go. So
My screen is black at the moment. Is anyone having that problem?
your screen's black.
So you can't see the shared?
Yeah.
I've got the shared. It's
No,
Meet
I
Meet
saw
Magic
it
Studio.
initially and then it went blank. So let me, yeah. Is anyone else having that problem?
No, I can see Meet Magic Studio with all the visuals on the front.
I can see it.
Oh.
Come on, Megan Lily.
Megan's gone again.
It's one
Megan
of
might
those
be
days.
there. Oh, she's back.
Hi,
You
Natalie.
keep going in and out,
Nice
Megan.
to have you.
We can't hear you very well either, Megan. It seems like you're cutting in and out, so it might be your internet connection.
Yeah, okay. All right, there's not much I can do about that, but I've
You've recorded it.
yeah, it is
we're
cutting
recording,
in and
so
out at my end, so
come back.
yeah, cool. Okay, thanks. I'll just
You are cutting it in and out. Oh, you're back.
yeah,
So
back from the dead.
so this was just a reminder. One of the reasons why we're so keen for people to use something like Canva, which Hayley's going to show from the professional sort of way of making resources. But I think one of the things for us to remember is that we're not wanting people to reinvent and make resources all the time. So the more that we can share or do, the less work for everybody. So we all know we've got the resource library. Yeah, not that one, the other one, the teacher. There, another one, blue one. No, go back. Bottom one, that one. And so when we started this resource library, the idea was that anything that goes on there has to have a certain look and feel, which Hayley will talk about the brand. So any resource that's made that's on here that we've been involved in is made through Canva. So people have made the time and effort to make these excellent resources so that everyone doesn't have to start from scratch. So the more we share on here, the less work for everybody if we all work to increase the resource library.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, sorry, Hayley, is that one of the advantages of this as well, and I mean, it's great that people put things on Facebook as a great way of sharing, but on here, they have the how to use the resource. And I mean, my view on that is that's probably the most important part because that's the teaching. So yay, more we can use the teacher resource, the educator resource library, the better. Right now.
Definitely. And so talking about it from a brand perspective, it's really important that we use our branding when we're creating resources. We have a really, really strong brand, as we all know. Most people out there all know Life Education. They know a bit about what we do. And part of that is the whole image that we portray and the way that we present ourselves. So our learning environment and our specialist resources are part of the point of difference and what kind of stands out about Life Education. So we want them to all be cohesive and look like they're part of Life Ed. Also from the brand perspective, we need to think about the quality of our resources. So if you're putting up, say, 3 different sets of resources in a lesson, you want them to kind of look like they're cohesive and look like we've created them. So using our branding helps us to make our resources look like they're all part of a set, and help them to look great when they're used together. It also helps to keep them looking really professional, and it takes some of the thinking out of the process of creating them. So you know what colors to use, which images to use, which fonts to use, just makes creation a lot easier. So we've got some brand guidelines, which hopefully lots of you have seen, but if not, they are saved in the trust files and on the Educator resource portal
Platform. Yeah.
platform. So I'll just quickly open them up and show you. So it's a really handy document. Oh, it's opened on the wrong screen. It's a really handy document to have a flip through and just see. It gives you a good feel of what the look and feel is for Life Ed, how we use our colours and our imagery. So have a flick through, you can see the details on how to use the logo, things like that. And then details around the different colours and things that we use in our font family. So a cool document to have a little look through. Now we make our branding and setup easy by creating a brand toolkit in Canva. So when you are new to Canva, you can set up what they call a brand toolkit. So if you have a look on the left-hand side, there's a little button that says brand. You click into here and you can build a brand kit. So what we do is we just click add new to set one up. So I'm going to call it LET toolkit. And in here, we can load in all of the elements, all of the visual things that we're going to use really frequently. So if we start out, you can load in your logos, and what you can do is just click and drag them from somewhere that you've got them saved. So I've got them all saved in this trust folder, but you probably would have them saved on your own computers. If you don't, I'll send a link to this folder, which has got everything that we're talking through today. And we also share this on the bullet point news each month as well, if you haven't accessed it before. So we're going to drag and drop our Life Ed logo. I'm just picking one that's a PNG because it's got no background. So it means it's really versatile to use across lots of different colored backgrounds and things like that. I'm also going to pop in our Healthy Herald lockup for the program. And so now I've got those there. They're going to be really easy and accessible for me to use in my designs. You can see on the colors section, the Canva is automatically pulled through some of the brand colors there. So they're colors that we want to keep. So we can just keep, and that will add them to our color palette. We can also add a whole lot more colors if you want to get bright and colorful with your designs. So in the Trust SharePoint, there's also a document called the color palette. And this document has the color codes for each of the different colors that we use in our brand, which you saw in the brand toolkit. So there's a whole rainbow of colors. And of course, the primary colors, the main ones that are used in the logos, which we use the most. So if I want to add all of the rainbow of colors, I would have a look at this here and select the color code of which of the colors I want to add. And you'll have to go through and add them all manually, but it will only take you about 10 minutes to load the whole set. So say I like to use the purple. I just grab the little hash color code at the bottom. And then I add it to my colors here. So I just copy and paste it into here, and that will save the colors for me. So you just go through the whole set of the colors that you'd like to use and just load them in like that. I'll do one more just to show you. So might want to use the blue. So I'll just click the Add New button, paste in the hash color code, and then press enter, and that loads it up. So then you'd have a whole set of colors that you can easily click and grab. Fonts, so we use the Burbank font, which we talk about in the brand toolkit. If you would like to get a copy of the Burbank font, just let me know and I'll send it through to you. I just have to keep a little bit of tabs on how many people have got it, because it's a subscription-based font. So you just do the same thing. You click the font, which will be a file, and you can just drag and drop it and it will load into there. We can also add photos. So you might have some brand photos that you like using a lot, like photos of you in the mobile classroom or something, which you click and drag. And then graphics and icons, you might put things like the pictures of Harold and the other characters. So once again, I'll just drag in some of these PNGs. Just put a couple in for now so it doesn't slow us down. And they just load into there, easy for us to use again. Maybe we'll go back and pop in the mobile classroom as well. So it's good to have a whole big set of heralds and characters to use in there. So that will be your toolkit all set up once you've loaded everything in. And then you're ready to start designing. So if you go back to the home, you can create a design at the top. You just click create design and you select what kind of document you're making. So you can search all different types of documents. Say, I know Carleen does a bit of social media. She might be searching to do a Facebook post and search in there for making
I do
resources.
Instagram posts.
Instagram, yeah, nice.
Yeah. So then they can be used on both formats at once.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. You can even do Instagram stories and all sorts of things in here. The main ones that you'd use for creating resources would obviously be A4 or A3. I recommend if you're going to be printing something large in A3 to select A3, because if you design it in A4 and then print it in A3, it can get a bit pixelated. It's a good idea to create it in the right format. So I'm just going to go A3. We'll pop it in there. Now you can also resize and alter your document in here. So you can put in your document's name, the top there to save it in here. And you can save it into different folders if you'd like to as well, if you're filing your documents. But just to get started, we'll start from scratch. So I'll show you one of the easy documents that we've made before, which is this balance sort resource. So just the thumbs up, thumbs down, and then a whole set of different word cards that you'd use alongside it. So we're going to quickly recreate that one now. So I want to start out by grabbing my logo, which I had in the corner. You might not use the logo because you'll be cutting it out.
Yeah.
But I often will put a logo on it when I put it on the site, just to show that it is a live resource and it's owned by us. So to add your brand elements, so this is all the stuff that you've just added in your toolkit. You just select the brand and then everything comes up which you've had loaded in. So I'm just going to add a logo just because. So to resize the images, you just click and drag on the corners and that will resize it in nice proportions. And we're going to now add our circles. So if you go into the side, you select elements, and this is where you'll find all of the different things like photos, shapes, all sorts of different, what are these called? Illustrations, all that stuff. So I'm going to search for a circle. And it's come up with a whole lot of options. So I'm just going to select the shape version and it will put one on my page. The shapes are a bit easier to use than the ones that are graphics because you can resize them from all different angles. So say you were creating a rectangle, it's good to use a shape rather than a graphic because you can change the shape in all sorts of different ways like that. But obviously we're just using the circles, so we'll put that back in. Now it's come up in one of my brand colors, which is handy in itself, but if you want to change the color that you're using, you just select colors up the top and then you can see all of your colors that are loaded in come up on the side. So it's easy to just use whatever you like. So I'm going to size this one up because I want to fit 2 on the page. I'm going to take a guess at how big I think it can be. And then I'm just going to go Control-C and Control-V to make one exactly the same. Now I didn't quite get my guess right, so I can click and grab them both together. We've just got Jackie joining us now. I click and grab them both together and then I can drag them up and down together to get them to a size that I think both will fit. So just adjust that like that. So now I want to add my thumbs up. So just back into the white box here and I'll search thumbs up. And there's a whole lot of different options. So there's actually one there that comes in a circle, which is handy.
Make a circle.
Yeah, so we might use that one instead.
Well, that's pretty.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll change that green to something nice and contrasting. There we go. So we've got a thumbs up. And what we can do here is, since I've made it like that, I might just delete that one and copy and paste that, because thumbs down is just a rotation of thumbs up. And that means that I've got them both exactly the same size. So now we want to make our sorting word cards. Computers. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the bottom here and click add a page, which will give me a second one. You can also, I'll show you that in a minute actually. So we want to go make a rectangle. So we'll search for one in here. I'm just going to use the square shape and stretch it into a rectangle. So I'm going to move it up here, stretch it out. And I think I'll be able to get 4 on the page. So I'm just going to copy and paste a few and see. Is it working? Yep, so that's about the right size. You can see it lining up things perfectly with the little ones there, showing that the spacing's all the same, which is quite handy as well. So I might want to change the colors of these. So I'll just click into the color section and make one in each of my favorite colors. And then you can type straight into these ones. Some of the shapes and graphics that you might want to type into won't automatically have a typing function already set up. So you go into the text and just select one of the text options and paste it in there. So what were some of our words? Homework. So I might make it, what I'll do is I'll make put it in the Burbank font, and I might make it white. And then I'll just get it to the size I want before I copy it across all the others to save me some time. So that's probably good there. And then I'm just going to copy and paste that into each of the boxes. And then I'll just change what the words say. The yellow doesn't really work with the white, so I might change that one to something a bit brighter.
Or could you do black writing for those?
Yeah,
light
so
ones?
you could do black writing for the lighter colors if you wanted to. So then I just type in my other
Exercise.
exercise and computer and
Food.
food. Yep. And so then I might want to make a whole lot more cards. So I can click this button at the top here, which says duplicate page. It's there's 2 little squares with a little plus. And that will just duplicate that again, and I can just change the words in here. And make a whole set, adding a whole lot more pages. So it's pretty simple to create, as you can see, and quite intuitive to use. A couple of the other tools that I'll show you, which we might use in other resources, are things like photos. So Canva has basically every image that you find in Canva, you have the right to use. So there's no copyright issues, which is really awesome for making resources. It's always a problem when you find images on Google, but you actually legally shouldn't be using them. So there's lots of photos of kids, photo child happy. So you can click see all and you'll find a whole massive array of photos.
You also go in there as well.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can also search it from the bottom there too. And videos as well, which you wouldn't be using for this, but for other things perhaps. So great photos that you can size up really large because they're all really high quality as well, which is really handy. The other thing that you might like to use is different graphics and illustrations. So for example, on these cards, you might want to use some images of, say, a computer or some food. So type in computer to search, and you can look in the graphics, and they've got a whole lot of different ones that you can choose from. So for when you're using graphics, it's best to try and keep the style of graphics that you choose looking similar to our brand illustrations. So if you look at all of the pictures of the brand images that we've got, they don't have an outline, and they all look like a consistent set. So choosing images that look like they fit with this will help to make your resources all look consistent. So I am going to select this computer. Oh, not that one. Maybe that one. Even that one doesn't really look right. Actually, let's put this. I'm going to try a few. I think this one looks most consistent, so I'd pop that one on the card there and just resize that. So then you could also use some of your Herald images to go in with to work together with the images that you find. So if you go into the brand toolkit, you'll have some images. Maybe there's one of Harold eating.
Have an apple, hasn't he?
Yeah,
A
oh,
tree.
he's got a phone there. I might not have all of them on here. Let's go with this one with him with a phone, which is a new one. And we can pop on.
He's ordering Uber Eats.
Yeah. And so you can actually click and drag the bottom up, which will crop him to fit into the card, which is handy, nice and easy. So it's so much more intuitive than using a program like PowerPoint or Word to create your resources. Just so much easier, and creates a better quality resource with less effort. Now let me see what else I should show you. So let's say I've completely finished my document now, so I'm ready to save it off. So I'm just going to give it a name, which was the balance sort cards, and that will save it with that title. And then I just click this share button in the corner here, and this will then I'm able to download this as a resource. So I can click download, and then there's a variety of file types that I can choose from. PDF is the best to use for printing. So I just select PDF print or PDF standard, and that will save it off for you, ready to go. You can select to only save off one page or to save off all of your pages in your document. So that's what that section there is. And then it asks you for your color profile. So it says RGB, which is best for digital use. So that will be using a resource on screen. CMYK, best for professional printing or just any printing. And that just means that the colors come out more consistent with once you print it out. And then you just hit download, and that will send it into your downloads box, wherever your downloads usually go to. There is also a way that you can share and collaborate on resources. So you might be working on one together. And so you can send it to someone else who's got Canva. So I might send mine to Michelle. I would just type in her email address and then hit send, and that would send her a link so that she could work on it with me. You can change the access setting as well. So you can say anyone with the link can work on the resource, or only you can access it. You can copy a link. So this would copy just like a URL link, and then you could pop that in an email and send it to somebody. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can work on things with other people. That's probably the main stuff in that area. So you can also invite people to join a team with you. So say you're working on resources collaboratively on a regular basis, you can create a team in Canva, and that would mean that you can all see the same set of resources and basically have like a file sharing area, which is handy for some of you. And then what else do I need to talk you through? Images. I think we've covered off everything on my list, but I can see that there's a lot of talking in the chat, which I haven't noticed. I'll just start from the top and have a quick look through. Yes,
Correct.
so
Yeah.
Megan Lilly said, so Canva has different options of picks that you can choose from, so we don't need to Google search. Yes, that is correct, and really awesome. Probably the best part of Canva is that there's just so many images that you can choose from and use without any copyright issues. And they're all really high quality too, so you can size them up and down, which is really handy.
I was making something and looked up hamburger, and you got so many different versions of hamburger, and they were all beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, easy peasy.
Yeah, so it's amazing, even if you just want a resource of one image, like
Yeah,
you'll easily be able to find it. Lots of the images as well, you can click and change the colors. So you might find that there's a burger.
Go to photos and put burger in and see what comes up.
Photos.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So
ones
that
like this
issue
are
sometimes we
really
have where
nice.
you don't want to say it's McDonald's, but you do want to say it's McDonald's. They look like McDonald's burgers, but they don't say it.
Yes, definitely. These ones especially.
Yeah.
And lots of them have the outlines cut out too, which is really handy for making resources and popping them on backgrounds and things. Jackie has asked, Natalie's
Borders.
asked, are borders easy to do? Yes, borders are easy as well. So let's quickly create a page with a border. So there's a few ways that you can do borders. You can type in borders and it will give you some, which you could use. That one looks a bit old, but you get the idea. So you can actually change this one by the look. So this one's got a border style. So you can select different weights of the outline. So actually that looks pretty cool.
Oh, good corner rounding.
Corner rounding, yeah.
Oh,
So all sorts of
that
little
looks
settings.
much more modern, doesn't it? And colours.
And then you can change the color. So it's really intuitive and easy to use. That one's.
There we go.
So there's my border, and then just size it to fit. Other things like, can we get a file of the brand images? I'll send you all the trust file.
We could put it,
We should just put a link on the Educator
the
thing.
brand guidelines are there,
Yeah.
but is there a separate file with all of the?
Yeah, so we have got a folder that's in the trust Dropbox, which is accessible for everyone, which has all of the marketing elements. So it's got all of the different heralds and all of the different characters and
Yeah, they're
all of
on the
that.
Educator portal as well.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll have a look and make sure that they're both consistent.
yeah, sounds good. Oh yeah, I think that there is probably more that are not already on the Educator
Yeah,
platform.
if we haven't updated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can add to it.
Yeah, sure. So things just get added and get made by our external graphic designer all the time and added to our folder, so it's not always up to date in all the places, but there are a whole lot more probably than what what's live on the platform at the moment. If you have a photo that you want to use, you'd be able to load the image. Yes. So you can load in any image that you want. I'm pretty sure that you can just click and drag something from your folders. So straight into the document. So
Picture.
yeah, there was my thing that I was looking at before. So I've got a picture from Harold WhatsApp, and I'm just going to drag and literally just drop it on.
Oh.
So easy. Really, really easy to do. It'll load it into here. So this area here is your uploads, and that is where anything that you've uploaded before will sit in there.
Could you also do it on that upload files? That there?
Yep.
Is that
So
another
you
way of
can do
doing it?
upload files,
Right.
and then find it in your library. So we can search it like that as well.
And then it will add it that way.
Then it adds it into there. So that way didn't instantly add it to your document. It just popped it in here, and then you just click it and it will add it in.
Yeah.
Really easy. Say I had this image here, but then I decided I wanted to change it to something else that I had loaded up. I can just click and drag that one straight into the same image to avoid from resizing it and things like that. So it's a great idea to just have a play as to what's in these different sections down the side. So there is backgrounds. So you might want to just use a bulk color, which is it's pulling your brand colors. That looks a bit crazy.
That looks terrible.
You might want to use there might be a time when you want to use a landscape even, not with these things on, but
Oh,
perhaps
what
as
about
a background.
a brain cell? A brain
Yeah.
cell background.
I don't know, let's see. Brain cell. So that's probably, well, you might want to, it's not a brain cell, but
No, like
but if you wanted to select a different photo, you can just select a different photo and pull it in. So you've got a brain cell photo. Well, it's not really a photo, is it? But you can just pull it in and make it to the size of your background, which would just do the same job. So that one won't quite fit, but you get my drift. That would turn it into a background there. And I think you can even lock it in place. So if you right click, you've got a whole lot of different tools. You can put lock, press lock, and that will lock it in place as your background so that when you're adding stuff on top of it, it's not going to keep moving around when you accidentally click it. So you can do that. Also in there, another cool tool was so layering. So that's often really handy when you've got lots of different elements on the page. You can work out at what point in the layer you want them to show. This is getting really ugly here. But say I want to put my brain cell on one of these cards. It's come up automatically in the front because it was the most recent element that I've added, but I might want to actually send it to the back, in which case I would right click on it and press layer, and that would send it backwards behind. Oh, actually it's further deep in the layer, so I might send it to the back, and that would send it right to the back behind all of the different graphics. So I might want to bring it back. I'll just click. Oh, I've lost it behind the chat. So I'm going to click layer again and bring it. You can bring it forward or bring it to the front. Gosh, now I've lost it. Send to the back.
there we go.
So that's really helpful to know too. And there was another question. Do you keep files of resources made in the Canva platform? Yes, so you can just leave them in there and they save to your profile. once you've completed them, you'd probably usually save it as a PDF and then keep it as a file on your computer in case you decide not to use Canva in the future or whatever, then you've got a secure file. But we haven't had any issues with filing things on Canva. So when you click the home button, you will be able to see all of the files that you've created. I think it comes in the most recent order, recent designs there, but also you can save them to different folders. So you might make some folders under projects and see, I've got a whole lot of different folders here, which I've got things saved to.
Hayley made one for me, which was templates. So that was my easy templates to use.
Yeah, so something like the resource we just made is quite a good one to save as a template, and that you might be using these kinds of cards quite regularly.
And you just do a copy resource and use the layout and change the cards.
So I'll just show you how to copy a whole resource. You just find it where you've got it saved or in your recent folders, and you click this little 3 dots and then go make a copy, and it will just pop up there, copy of balanced sort, and that's your duplicate. Easy, ready to go. Can change the title. Yeah. That's also another way to share the document, is just to click the little heads when it pops up there, and you can share it with others. Do you guys have any other questions?
While you're thinking, so this is the Canva Premium.
Yes.
So do you want to explain about that?
So there is a free version of Canva. It's still good, but lots of the graphics and some of the tools I think around sharing are not available in the free version. So what would happen if you had the free version? I don't think actually the brand kit is available in the free version.
And you can't add different fonts.
Yeah. So the charity or educator version, which you can get for free, is definitely the way to go. Another problem that you'll run into if you use the free version is that lots of the graphics that will show up in here when you're searching, so you're searching for photos of burgers, lots of them, I'm in the templates area, lots of the photos will come up and say that they're only available in Canva Pro. So this one here, for example, is only available in Canva Pro, so it wouldn't be available to you if you're just using the free version. And Tracy sent out the links to you guys for how to sign up using the charity or educator version. A few people had issues with using one or the other and were able to get in on the other. So if you do, just try the other link and see if you can get in. It seems a bit fiddly.
It seems to be depending on who processes it.
Yeah.
So some people have signed up with their teacher registration and had no problems. Other people got turned down. But yeah, there is the charities one, and all of the charities are loaded, and you'll be able to find your trust name that way.
Yeah. Oh, so Carlene's been using the charity version, which is awesome.
Yeah. But there's lots of people now who have signed up for Canva and got the Pro one for free. So if anyone gets stuck, sing out. We'll find ways.
Yeah, for sure. We'll work it out for you. Another option is we could just give you a letter to give to Canva to say that you work for LifeEd.
That worked with one person.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be too tricky. I think the charity version people found was quicker to approve them. I remember somebody saying Ingrid had to do the charity one too, as the other disappeared on me. Yeah, a little bit fiddly, but you'll work it out. So I think that's all the key stuff, but definitely jump in and have a play. Canva does have some demos, I think. I'm not really sure where to find them, but if you search on YouTube, you'll be able to find lots of Canva demos too to do particular things, or just shout out if you get really stuck with anything. I can give you a heads up. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll leave you guys to your Thursday night.
You had to
What
think
day
about
is
that one, didn't you?
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
coming, everyone.
Thank you. Fantastic, girls.
Thank you. Awesome.
You can stop recording now, Michelle.
Hayley, stop recording.
Okay.
See you. Bye.
Bye.